Dog Man. Everybody loves Dog Man, right? Yeah, everybody. Now, yes, I do like Dog Man because it's from my lord, my savior, my protector. Nah, I'm just kidding. But anywho, the main reason why I decided to do a Dog Man Iceberg video is because, yeah, there are some moments from the franchise that made me want to do this video. So yeah, even though the series has been in decline after book 10, where the series has gone to the point where they fell off, and now the series doesn't care about Dog Man anymore, and now puts the focus on a big, fat, purple cat, we decided to do a video called The Dog Man Iceberg Explained. I don't know if there's actually more of these, but I bet they are, but this is my own variation of the Dog Man Iceberg. So what you're seeing here is the Dog Man Iceberg that I created. There are 4 different layers, and each layer progressively gets worse as time goes by. So yeah, brace yourselves guys, because this is going to be a very long video. Or not really that long, but it's going to be pretty long. So yeah, introducing the Dog Man Iceberg Explained. So grab your popcorn, your soda, your concessions, as we take a look at the dark stuff surrounding Dog Man. Oh, and just to clarify guys, the first layer is a bit dark but not that bad. The second layer is where things get mildly dark. The third layer is where things get pretty dark. And the final layer is the darkest and the creepiest. So brace yourselves guys, brace yourselves. First up, we're going to take a look at the first layer. Dave Pilkey. This is referring to the man that created this iconic series, David Murray Pilkey Jr. This guy is a man at his absolute craft. And you know that when a new Dog Man or Captain Underpants book is coming up, you know he's ready to cook up a new masterpiece. Like all the Captain Underpants books were single-handedly one of the greatest book series of all time. The Dog Man books were also great. Well, after book 10 it wasn't good. However, I only decided to put Dave Pilkey on this iceberg is because of what he did before creating Captain Underpants. And I will admit to you, this might give you some PTSD from looking at the About the Author sections at the end of every Dave Pilkey book. You'll see what he did. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're seeing here is a photo of Dave Pilkey when he was a kid. Now back when Dave Pilkey was in elementary school, well, before he was in elementary school, he was always so happy. But then, when school was about to start, well, let's just say that he had a field day. And this caused him to immediately have ADHD. And if you're wondering what ADHD stands for, well, we'll let Dave talk about it.
Part of the reason was because I had something called ADHD, which stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Delightfulness. Oh, okay, you've heard of it. Okay, all right. Well, yes, I was a very delightful child, but I had some challenges when I was a kid. Like, I had just 1 or 2 challenges besides the ADHD. I had some behavioral problems when I was in school, and I was very restless in class, and I was disruptive, and I couldn't sit still. Oh, and easily distracted, and disorganized. Oh, and compulsive and fidgety, and I had some reading problems, and I learned differently than other people, and I was a class clown and a daydreamer and a smart aleck, and I talked too much, and I performed far below my ability. Didn't complete my work very much. I was a misfit, a goofball, and rebellious and bored, and I questioned authority, and I was a poor television, didn't listen very well, I was repeatedly sent to the principal's office and removed from the classroom, and I was a problem child, made rude noises with my armpits, and I did not respond very well to criticism. So, you guys, you are...
Yeah, so as you can basically clearly tell, Dave Pilkey was a really bad kid in school. He clearly wasn't following any of the directions, and he was just being a menace to society to all the teachers. And if we're going to have to need some more evidence, we're going to take a look at my copy of The Adventures of Captain Underpants, the 25th and a half anniversary edition that also includes a Dog Man comic. So at the end of the book, you get to see an entire backstory of when Dave Pilkey was in school. So as you can see, he was drawing a bunch of random drawings of like some superhero that you probably heard of, which I will not say the name, but you already know it at this point. And right here, there's Dave Pilkey's teacher, and as you can clearly tell, she's very pissed about all this. Like, all the kids were laughing, and she was like, underwear's not funny, you know, all that crap. And then when we take a look here, yeah, it gets really out of control. And then after all this, Dave Pilkey was just a chill guy, always like, I'ma head out. But then, he decided to create Captain Underpants. Well, a comic, of course. But then he got scolded by his teacher, telling him that he'll never spend the rest of his life making silly books. Well, look what he just did. Yep. After he dropped out, he created some other books, like, you know, the Dumb Bunny series, or Catzilla, or Dogzilla, or Cat Kong, which all led up to the legend that we know today. So yeah, we got a happy ending. Alright, let's move on. The Dog Man movie. This is referring to the Dog Man movie that was released in theaters on January 31st, 2025, to positive reviews from both critics and audiences. While yes, I do not dislike this movie at all, I only put it on this iceberg is because this movie has a lot of flaws. Well, only 3 flaws per se. The first flaw that I have of the Dog Man movie is the pacing. The pacing is terrible. Like, it barely gives any time for any of the side characters, and the movie just feels like a 45-minute Christmas special that you would always find on CBS or ABC. The second reason to put this movie on this list is because of the limitless screen time of most of the side characters. Most of the side characters barely get any screen time at all, like Big Jim, Grandpa, or even, wait for it, Nurse Lady. Yep, to all the Nurse Lady simps out there, it's unfortunately a sad day for America because Nurse Lady barely got any screen time. Well, it's not a sad day for me, but it's for all you boys out there. And the final reason why to put this movie on this iceberg is because of the lack of other items from the books. They could have just added some more items to make the film better, but no. So overall, I do not hate this movie. It's an 8 out of 10. If you want to know my full thoughts on the film, I'll leave a link in the description if you have time to. Wait. Oh no, not the brain rot! Mission Impossible. This is referring to the Dog Man game that hit store shelves during the holiday season of 2024. Right around like before the Dog Man movie released. Well, yes, it's not a bad game per se. I put it on this iceberg is because this game has a lot of flaws. First of all, this game just feels so cheap. Like, very cheap. Like this game legitimately looks like something that you would find on Cool Math Games or something. Like, I don't dislike the graphics, but it does look a little bit cheap, per se. But hey, at least it made up to it for the art style. The art style in this book looks very faithful to the source material, which is a plus. And I still haven't even beaten it yet, so yeah, that really kind of sucks. I'll probably beat the game whenever I have time to, but for now, I'm still stuck at the cop station, like what you're watching right now. And I think I'm stuck on the level that you're watching. Yeah, I am actually stuck on this level, and it's a very bad level. So, yeah, I raged, even on that Switch 1 stream. Yeah. CU references. This was referring to the many times when Dog Man was referenced on the Captain Underpants series. For example, and this actually even happened before the Dog Man series actually existed. For example, if we take a look right here at this page, where they come up with ideas for their next novel, or comic book, if you look over there, yup, they made a reference to Dog Man. Right over there, if you can see it. Yeah. Big Jim. This is referring to a character from the Dog Man series who goes by the name of Big Jim. And I know I might have to break this to you guys, but I don't really like Big Jim that much. For example, the main reason why I dislike Big Jim is because he's always hogging the credit away in the later books from Dog Man. And while yes, he did get all the spotlight in Big Jim Begins and the upcoming Big Jim Believes, but they could have at least just given Dog Man some more screen time to have some more sidekick fun. But no, he took all the credit away from Dog Man and just became a little prick that likes to steal everything. And that's why Big Jim Begins was a disappointment. Please, Dave, do not screw up Big Jim Believes. I beg you. Nurse Lady. This is referring to a Dogman character that's literally a fan favorite at this point. That's right, I'm talking about Jeannie S. Lady Bailey, better known by everyone as, well,
Nurse Lady.
Well, yes, a lot of people really do like Nurse Lady, mainly probably because she's always a fan favorite for some reason. And she was also the one that created Dogman in the first place, so credit to her for that. But I don't really like Nurse Lady that much either. Like, she's not really that bad, but yeah. I put her on this iceberg is because of another topic that we're going to talk about after this one. And for a really long while, I've been asking myself one simple question. How in the world would they convince Dave to make her the chosen one? I have no idea why, but if she's actually the chosen one, then I guess we can rest easy. But we're gonna have to wait for November to see. Oh, come on! Alright, it's now time to move on to the second layer. KD. This is referring to a YouTuber with over 106 subscribers who goes by the name of KD, aka Malvid13. Well, yes, he's actually a big fan of my content, and we're actually like best buddies on the internet. And he can be a good guy right nowadays. But no, I am not putting KD on here because of his Big Jim Believes Predictions and Theories video. No. I am putting this guy on this iceberg is because back during his days in September and October, this guy was an absolute jerk. Like, seriously, bro. Basically, literally 85.5% of his whole damn shorts feed is nothing but a bunch of Nurse Lady cursed AI pics. Oh, and he's always simping for Nurse Lady. I don't know what's so special about Nurse Lady, but it better be good. Like, take a look at this, bro. This guy could not get enough of Nurse Lady. Nurse Lady's basically on almost every single profile picture, almost every single thumbnail of this guy. Oh, and do you want to know what makes it even worse? He predicted the future. But we'll get to that very later. And do you want to know what makes this even worse? He legitimately leaked the Toy Zone movie just 2 weeks before release. And I got so angry, so I had to attempt to do a copyright takedown. But I didn't know how to, so it managed to stick around before being deleted. So, yeah. Back in the good old days of the AFM community, KD was an absolute prick. Yeah. And as you can see by this video, it very sums up very well. Yeah. Thank God this guy is getting a redemption arc. Good job, KD. Good job. Board games. This is referring to some of the board games that was made that was based on Dog Man over the years. While yes, they don't look that bad, and I don't even own one of these, but I might own them one day because they actually look like fire games. But I decided to put them on this iceberg because board games and Dave Pilkey don't really go together that much. Well, for me, I guess. They're mostly like Book and Dave Pilkey together. I know that was very stupid, but whatever. Bootleg Temu plushies. This is referring to the many times when Dogman was bootlegified into these monstrosities. Okay, this one's not that bad, but whatever. Most of these Dogman plushies came from both AliExpress and the infamous Temu. Oh, and there's also this monstrosity that I found. Ugh. Just look what they did to Petey. So, yeah, you can legitimately find these bootleg plushies like all over your damn place. But I will have to give you a warning. Do not buy these at all. Make sure they are real just so you can keep them. But if they are a fakey, then I guess you're gonna have to return it. Well, some of these don't look that bad. Some of them do look a bit cursed, like the costume that you just saw. But hey, it is worth it if you are broke. I mean, if you're broke and you can't afford one, then this is the right thing to go. Highly recommended. But I mostly do recommend getting the real one. Post-Mothering Heights. This is referring to the books that came out after the Mothering Heights' release. And yeah, they really made a bad decision continuing the series. Like, Mothering Heights was the perfect ending. I mean, there were some loose endings, like will Petey ever rebuild his lab, and will Sheaf and Nurse Lady ever get married? But still, that should have been a good ending. But no, they fucked it up, and now we have these monstrosities. So starting off strong, we have 20,000 Fleas Under the Sea. And this book is very mid. This book is so damn mid. Like, it's just so, I just don't like it that much, okay? Like the plot is pretty confusing. The characters are kinda something. Like, the new ones are kinda something. But I will have to give credit for its very nice artwork. First, the Scarlet Cheddar. This one is just okay at best. Well, there are some things I really do like about it. Like, I did like the wedding scene, KD vibes, and I also did like some art scenes that made the book very, very fascinating. Just look at the cover art. It looks so fire. And then there's this disgrace of a book that apparently exists for no reason, because basically nobody cares about Dog Man anymore. Big Jim Begins. Yup, this book is very, very bad. Like, really bad. Okay, it's not really that bad, but it's just disappointing, okay? Like, Dog Man barely got any time to shine, and all that the spotlight was on Big Jim. And I already previously mentioned this when we talked about Big Jim in general. Like, they could have at least just given them some, like, sidekick fun. But no, Big Jim took all the damn spotlight. Like, they could have given some other time to shine for Dog Man, because he's literally the main character of this damn series. Like, what the hell? Whatever, at least Big Jim Believes will probably not be a disaster, because from the art leaks, it does look like a fun book. But it better be good, I swear to God. PTSD 2. This is referring to the book where Petey first appeared, Super Diaper Baby 2, The Invasion of the Party Snatchers. Not a bad book at all. But this is where Petey had a very interesting start. So apparently in Petey's debut he started off as a normal cat, which that canon event would get destroyed in the later books. And then after he drinks that water, he then becomes human. Yeah, this dude now becomes human. And now he has evil plans to take over the world. And along came there was some random weird monster thing that I forgot the name of. So yeah, apparently the reason why PDs apparently can actually move around like a real human is because he actually licked water. Yeah, that will not age well as by the time we get into Lord of the Fleas. That will not age well. Yeah, by the time that we get into Lord of the Fleas, this will probably age the most poorest of the poorest. But whatever, it is what it is. Dave Pilkey lived in Japan. This is referring to, yes, we're going back to Dave Pilkey again. Apparently, I heard that this guy legitimately lived in Japan at one point. That is so cool! Well, I couldn't really find that much information about what he did in Japan. I bet he probably saw Mount Fuji. Or maybe he probably went to some Pokemon convention or something. Or maybe he went to Nintendo headquarters. Whatever he did while his time there, it could have been very interesting. Bad Guys, Little Lies, and Alibis. This is referring to when a Bad Guys short film played in theaters before the Dog Man movie came out. Now, what the hell does the Bad Guys of all people have something to do with Dog Man? Well, the topic of this part, of course. You see, before the movie would start, there would be a short film that played before Dog Man called Little Lies and Alibis. It is a good short, and I highly recommend it. If you want to go watch it, they apparently decided to release it along with The Bad Guys 2 on digital, or maybe even the DVD. So yeah, it didn't be put on the Dog Man DVD, which is disappointing, but whatever. Peter Hastings. This is referring to the person who directed the Dog Man movie, Peter Hastings. And fun fact, he also voiced the Dog Man himself. Now, I don't really have anything against Peter, but I put it on his iceberg because before he did the Dog Man movie, he also did something else that's Dave Pilkey related. First of all, he was a developer on the TV show The Epic Tales of Captain Underpants. And then before Captain Underpants, he did Kung Fu Panda Legends of Awesomeness. But way before these two shows, he was a producer on Animaniacs. Yes, Animaniacs. This guy was a part of Animaniacs. Yeah. Oh, and I also found this on Reddit. I don't know why was he crashing out over this trailer, but he really did. Flat Petey. This is referring to a Dogman character that only appeared in one book. Just one. So that means that he's actually a one-off character. And his name is Flat Petey. And Flat Petey is actually a evil paper clone version of Petey. Now you might be wondering, what was the only book that Flat Petey appeared in? Well, the only time when Flat Petey actually got some screen time was in Dog Man Unleashed. But then after Unleashed, he just vanished out of nowhere. I don't know what happened to him. He either died from getting ripped up into pieces, or maybe they just don't like him. But whatever the reason is, he's officially dead. However, despite vanishing after Unleashed, Flat Petey apparently managed to have a cult following, and now we have some fan art of him. At least it's not cursed, but we'll get to that later. It's now officially time to move on to the third layer. So brace yourselves, guys, because this one's gonna get pretty interesting. Fair Fairy. This is referring to the villain from the 8th book, Fetch 22, and his name is Fair Fairy. Well, actually, she's a girl. Now, there's a reason why I put her on the third layer. That's because she looks exactly like Professor Poopy Pants from the Captain Underpants series. Like, just take a look at the resemblance. They legit have the exact same glasses and almost the exact same hairstyle. And when I first heard about this resemblance, I always believed that Poopy Pants and the Fair Fairy were both father and daughter. But thankfully, this is actually not true. Although that would have been weird to see that. And if you're going to ask, no, I'm not the only one that's comparing the Fair Fairy with Mr. Tippy Tinkle Trousers himself. Basically, the entire Dog Man fandom is also comparing this dude with the Fair Fairy. Heh, whatever. Let's move on. Officer Night Splash Alice. This is referring to a character from the first book that only appeared for like a few pages named Officer Night. And for very good reason. Because if it weren't for him, Dog Man would have not existed. You see, Officer Knight's dog is named Greg, and they usually go on their little daily police adventures together. So yeah, the part of Dog Man for the body is Officer Knight, while the head is Greg. Of course, we all know what happened next after that. There was a big explosion, and then they were sent to the hospital, and then they got fixed up by Nurse Lady, and then Dog Man was born, and now he has a bunch of books and games and a full-fledged movie. So, yeah, we never saw both Officer Knight and Greg again after that. That's because they nearly almost died and then they became Dog Man for the love of God's sake. Anywho, the only time that Officer Knight ever appeared out after the first book was in the opening scene of the Dog Man movie, and also a few flashback scenes. And when I was watching the movie in theaters, I noticed something. Do you notice it? Yeah, apparently they gave him hair. Interesting. But hey, at least the fuck-ass fandom didn't massacre him, as we actually got a decent amount of good fan art from him. There are some bad ones that we'll get to later, but this one is actually a really nice one. I especially love the texture on Officer Knight. It looks peak. Oh crap, we forgot to talk about Alice. So yeah, you remember this one random blonde girl character that you see in flashback scenes from the movie? Well, that person is actually Alice, Officer Knight's ex. And she only left Officer Knight all because of the whole Dog Man situation. And now she has a new boyfriend and a new dog. And this all caused Dog Man to go through depression. Yeah, very sad. Very sad for my boy. And also, I apparently found this random screenshot from the movie. So apparently, after the whole Dog Man situation, she decided to go work at this random hair salon place, I think? Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go and look through that later. But hey, this is what we see now. Alright, this is where things get a bit weird, so brace yourselves, boys. Thomas Middleditch. This is referring to the Hollywood actor who's named, well, I've already said it, Thomas Middleditch. Now you might be wondering, what does Thomas Middleditch have to do with Dog Man? Well, that's because he also did some work for the Pilkey boys. And, yeah, you can probably already guess at this point. You guys already know Thomas Middleditch as the voice of Harold from the Captain Underpants movie. That's literally why 99% of the population knows about him. It's all because of Harold. Now, you guys remember back when I was disappointed when I heard that Thomas and Kevin Hart were not returning for the Dog Man movie as George and Harold? Well, and you guys already know that they were replaced by some random generic kids. And after doing some digging, I finally know the reason why they replaced them both. It's because of some coitus crimes. Damn it. That's right, this apparently is now an official news report for some reason. On March 21st, 2021, it was officially reported that Thomas Middleditch was accused of sexual misconduct and allegations from the now closed Hollywood Club. Apparently, he was harassing two random women. Yep, that's right. Harold Hutchins was sexually harassing women. What the fuck? And to know what makes this even worse? There has been rumors for many years that Harold was gay. Like, there's a lot of evidence that Harold was actually a homosexual. And I can really prove to you that. And no, it's not because of this artwork I found. For example, take a look at this scene from the Captain Underpants movie. Do you notice something? Alright, I'm gonna give you some time. Alright, time's up. If you look closely at Harold's mouth, he is trying to attempt to kiss George. So apparently, Harold had a crush on George this whole time. What the hell? I thought they were best friends. What is this? Oh, and I got some more evidence. Take a look at this scene from either book 11 or book 12. I can't remember. But if you look over there, you can see that when Harold grew up, he actually married a man. And they actually had fucking kids together. Yup, can this timeline get even worse? Yup, it has officially been confirmed. Yup, Harold being gay is officially canon in the Captain Underpants universe, and also the Dog Man universe too. You know, back then I always never believed that Harold was gay. I thought George and Harold were just friends this whole time. That was until very recently when I found out that Harold was actually gay. I can never look at Harold the same way again after that. Millie from the movie. This is referring to the major redesign change that was done to one of the characters from the books, Millie. So, this is what Millie looks like in the book. But in the Dog Man movie, she looks like this. Yup, as you probably can tell at this point, they changed her skin color from white to black. At first, when I first saw this, I didn't know how I felt at first. But I got used to it. It was fine by me. Yeah, that was really short. Moving on. Space Cuties. This is referring to these characters from Big Jim Begins. The Space Cuties! Yeah, I absolutely hate those characters. Yes, these guys are even worse than Big Jim. The Space Cuties are probably, in my opinion, the worst Dog Man characters. That's right, I consider these guys to be the worst characters in this whole damn franchise. And it's probably one of the few reasons why Big Jim Begins was such a bad book. The main reason why I absolutely despise those Space Cuties is because they kept massacring my boys. Just look how they massacred Grandpa. And I know I'm just being a little bit over dramatic, but whatever. And just look what they did to Sarah Haloff and Zuzu. Brother, ugh. Thank God they're gonna get changed back to normal in Big Jim Believes. Thank the hell Lord, because I don't think I will be sitting through an entire 200-page book with these designs. And while yes, I know they're supposed to resemble like chibi versions of themselves, but it doesn't really work that way. It works so well with the Captain Underpants book since they're getting a manga very soon. Can't wait for that one. I'm definitely wasting all my money on this baby, even though it's just a retelling of the original book. But whatever, chibi does not really work that well in the Dog Man series. So yeah, thank God they're gonna get rid of these in the next book. The Guide to Creating Comics in 3D. This is referring to a Dog Man book that's literally on the verge of being forgotten. The Dog Man Guide to Creating Comics in 3D. Now why did I put this so low on this iceberg? That's because it's literally on the verge of being forgotten, like Chicharron from Coco. And if you're going to ask, yes. I own a copy of it. And hey look, there's also a Captain Underpants version too. Might check that out soon. So yeah, I think that very little Dogman fanatics have this book on their shelf. And I did buy this at a Sam's Club like a few years ago. And I'm genuinely surprised that I still have this in the collection. For example, this is basically just a little guide on how to create stuff in 3D. Like here I did this little picture from a scene from Adrian Vision 3D with all the boys in the ride. And right here, the Dogman is Ghost section, yeah, we don't take care about that one. Okay, we do, just a little bit, because it has Dogman and Cat art. But if you look over here, we have some Dogman and Cat art, and if we open it up, we get some stickers. I didn't really use that many of them, so I just kept them in as little collectibles. They look like really fun stickers, but maybe one day I might take them off. Who knows? Maybe I'll probably hang them around the house whenever I feel like it. And right here, this is the marker that came, and this is the marker that came with this little guide. And that was the same marker I used to draw this. And I put on the 3D glasses and then tested it, and it actually works very decently. But the 3D glasses are unfortunately missing. It's a good thing I have some backups. And if you go right here, we have a little mini book called The Ultimate Guide to Creating Your Own Heroes and Villains in 3D, which is just a little guide on how to create heroes in 3D and villains too. And there's even a there's even a little step-by-step drawing tutorial on how to draw Dogman. I think I did a very terrible job, especially with the mouth. So yeah, this book is a pretty interesting piece of the collection, and I'm definitely keeping just because this book is already on the verge of death. Whatever. The Chosen One. This is referring to, come on, you already know what it is at this point. If you go over to Big Jim Begins, you can probably already guess what I'm talking about. It's been a huge rumor for a really long while. So let's take a look at the inside of Big Jim Begins to see what we're talking about here. So I'm gonna find it if I can. Alright, I think we are getting a bit closer. Oh look, there's one little thing. It's the Ring of Destiny and stuff. That ring looks familiar. That's because that's the exact same ring that was used in the wedding scene from the previous book. And here it is, boys. There's the scene that you have all been waiting for. This little girl, man, she's like the chosen one. And she's actually a random girl on this phone with yellow hair. And immediately at this point, everyone is saying that Nurse Lady is the chosen one. It's been a huge rumor ever since this little scene came out. And immediately when I found out, I was like, how the hell would they convince the fans to let Nurse Lady of all people be a chosen one? She's not even that good of a character anyway. Well, apparently they have just done it. So yeah, there's a very huge chance that Nurse Lady will be the chosen one in Big Jim Believes. But if it does, then Katie can finally have a big party in his place. I might be there. Just kidding. Oh, and if we take a look here at the Meet the Cast section, you can see a random girl at the bottom right called the Helper. And she looks like Nurse Lady as a child. So yeah, we got some more rumors that Nurse Lady could be the chosen one. That's because she's been referenced a few times in the book, aside that one appearance. However, despite the many rumors of Nurse Lady being the chosen one, I actually don't think that Nurse Lady is the chosen one. Yeah, I'm apparently the only one that actually knows that Nurse Lady might not be the chosen one, and the chosen one might either be Dog Man or Big Jim. The main reason why I can tell that Big Jim could be the chosen one instead of NL is because, well, come on, it's in the title. Big Jim begins and Big Jim believes. There's a major chance that Big Jim boy could be the chosen one. And the same thing could also imply for Dogman as well. He too could also be the chosen one. But whatever, we're gonna have to wait for November to see. But I definitely do know that's either gonna be either Nurse Lady or Big Jim. But we'll see. Oh wait! It could also either be this random description from Big Jim Believes from Amazon. And who is the chosen one? Yeah, it might definitely be either Nurse Lady or Big Jim, but mostly Nurse Lady. Oh yeah, and just to clarify, Katie was literally the one rooting for Nurse Lady to be having the big role. Yeah, I'm serious. DeviantArt. Oh yeah, we are finally talking about DeviantArt. This is where things get really, really bad. And I will tell you, DeviantArt is where most of the fandom spends most of their time in, doing a bunch of random curse crap for the Dogman boys. And I will warn you, it may be a little bit weird. So yeah, brace yourselves guys, grab your popcorn, your soda, and your 3D PTSD protection goggles, as we are about to take a look at the many cursed fan art of DeviantArt that was based on Dogman. And as you can see from Safe Search, yeah, this is gonna get really bad. Oh, now I'll also like to give you guys a fun fact. This random PNG of Dogman from the thumbnail was actually from DeviantArt. Yeah, I now hate myself now. So what you're seeing here is one of the first pieces of DeviantArt art that we're going to take a look at. And this is supposed to be some female-looking version of Dogman. I mean, it does look like a female version, but I don't really like it that much. I will give credit for the fluffy tail, but overall, it looks pretty weird. Yeah, most of the fuck-ass fandom really clearly makes stuff that I don't really know the context for, especially this picture. It apparently just shows one of the smiling friends and Dogman on top with the word catnap. I think that's one of the smiling friends, I'm not sure, but what the hell is the context of all of this? There's literally no context at all. Yeah, that's why I put DeviantArt so low on this iceberg. And there's also this one, which actually doesn't look too bad. It does look kinda college-y. I mean, it makes sense because it says the word college on the bottom right. So yeah, as you can see, we have some more very nice art that the boys have done. This is the art that the good guys at the fandom do. Nice! However, for the creepy ass side of the fandom, they make whatever the hell this is. This may not seem wrong at first, but try to guess one thing. Yeah, there's a character over there called Dog Woman. I don't think that Dog Woman is a good idea to be canon in the Dogman universe. I mean, I know we already had that previous art at the beginning, but like, what? Oh yeah, this is the type of shit that the freaks at DeviantArt like to make. Random furry characters to become like the next new member of a random book series. Yeah! Dave, if you're watching this, I swear to God, do not make Dog Woman canon. And then we also have whatever the fuck this is. PDX Dogman. Oh, come on, this fucking ship. Why we don't need this ship? Ah, no. We were gonna save that for later. No. Yeah, we gotta stop preventing those eyes from getting burnt. Let's move on. And unfortunately, this next layer is the darkest one, so be prepared, because this will probably get a bit quirky. I still cannot believe that I actually downloaded those pieces of art just to make this video. Alright boys, this is it. It's officially time to move on to the final layer. So yeah, this is the final layer right here. I'm not gonna review, I'm censoring this one because I'm saving this one for last. So yeah, you probably already know this at what the last one is at this point, but here we go. This is the final layer of the Dog Man Iceberg Explained. Meet the crewmates, aka Cup Fan, aka Cuphead Plush Adventures, or Cupgate. This is referring to another YouTuber who's also Dog Man related. Meet the crewmates, aka Cuphead Plush Adventures 7624, or better known by everyone as Cupgate, which is basically just Elsagate. Yeah, I just cannot believe that we're actually going to talk about Cup Fan in an official Adrian's Funniest Moments video. Sad day for me. So, do you want to know why I put Cup Fan this low on this iceberg? He does produce content with Dog Man characters, but what he does with them is absolutely disgusting. And for evidence, take a look at this random episode called 3 Minutes or Less. So as you can see, that he's just playing with his little toys as normal. We have Peppino from Pizza Tower on the left side with big ass eyes, and we have Maud from the Dogman comic books on here as well on the right. And you can probably guess what they're going to be doing. Yeah, I'm gonna play the audio for you right now.
Whoa, really? You really mean it? Oh boy, this is so great! Oh boy, Gary, are you ready?
There's no need to get ready. I'm already ready. Now let's do this.
Yeah!
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah!
I honestly ended up feeling bad for that little PD paper over there. His eyes have officially gotten PTSD. And then he decided to take a break from doing sussy stuff. Until he decided to come back and do it again for his little 6th grade movie. And I was there. And let me tell you, that ending scene was so disgusting. Like, things have gotten so bad about all of this that he decided to do an entire apology video. And he even did a face reveal. But I mean, hey, at least he didn't whip out the ukulele. PD's past. This is referring to what happened in Lord of the Fleas, where we get to discover the dark past surrounding PD, and how he became the world's most evilest cat. He's an evil cat with a very tragic backstory. Here, let me explain for you all. Now it's time for me to talk for 2 minutes while you guys stare at this picture of a teenage PD depressed. So most of PD's backstory has been revealed in Lord of the Fleas, so that's why Lord of the Fleas is mentioned here. So PD was once in this former group called the Critter Scouts. He was only just joined there after he has been framed and started chaos while a staff member was just absent. And then he decided to get his revenge by making a few phone calls to the Animal Rights Union, resulting in the Critter Scouts to be shut down within just a week later. And then after this, his father left him, and as shown by his tail tips still being around within the flashback. And Petey was a very, very young kid when his father left him, and his mother, with hardly anything left. And what makes this even worse is that Petey's dad was very, very abusive. I'm dead serious. As PD entered his adolescence, his mother tragically passed away from an illness, leaving him to be an orphan for the rest of his entire early life. But then, after this, he was adopted by Dr. Dilbert Dinkle, who was in Super Diaper Baby 2. And then after this, they decided to go sneak into Jim's bank, take a machine that transforms Sphinx into water. But then after this, PD accidentally transforms the Dr. Dinkle into water, and then accidentally destroys the machine, leaving Dr. Dinkle to be unable to return back into a human, and now he's made out of water. I really don't know if I want to explain the rest of it because most of it's from Super Diaper Baby 2. But hey, I'm gonna skip a little bit. After all of that, PD was then sentenced to jail. And after serving some good time to work to be a better self by reading some behavior management books. However, when he was finally released, he was surprised to find that despite all the efforts, he was refused every job he applied for and nobody gave him a chance. And in Mothering Heights, PD explained to Sarah Hanoff in an interview that this is why he returned to villainy. And that makes him declared the world's most evilest cat. Damn. To be honest, looking back now, it makes me feel very sorry for PD. But hey, he's now normal again, so we can all be goods. Jumi AI. This is referring to another user, Jumi AI. Yeah, he also produces Dog Man content, but he also does it with some other famous movies. So as you can clearly see from the thumbnails, he produces some very weird, awkward AI versions of the Dog Man trailer. But then he would start doing it with the actual movie when it came out on digital. But Jesus Christ, it's very, very unhinged. I don't even know if I want to watch any of these. For example, let's take a look at one that he has done before. This is the one with Nurse Lady being fat, or better known as Nurso. So as you can clearly see, it looks very, very weird and unhinged, mainly because of how much AI likes to massacre everything sometimes. Like, what the heck is that random pinkfish doing? And why the hell is Nurse Lady so fat? Or maybe she's probably pregnant, who the hell knows? Whatever the reason is, they massacred her. Oh, and what makes it worse is that they even did this to Officer Knight. Oh, Jesus Christ, what the hell is that? Oh yeah, nuh-uh. I don't even want to continue watching any of this, but yeah, as you can clearly see, it looks very, very bad and unhinged. So whatever you do, what the hell? Oh yeah, stay away from this content. Oh, definitely. Ah! Oh yeah, I gotta bleach my eyes from that. And now we have officially come to the very last part of this entire video. The part that literally traumatized me all my life. They massacred all my boys. If you thought the space cuties could massacre my boys, well, wait until you see what the freaking fandom has got up their sleeves. And I will warn you, this topic may not be suitable for kids. This is an 18+ type of content. So if you are very, very sensitive to this type of shit, then please leave immediately. Alright, let's do this, shall we? Cursed R34 art, aka the whole fandom. This is referring to basically the entirety of the Dog Man fandom. The Dog Man fandom has two different sides. One of the sides is all innocent and makes some really nice art. But the other side is where it gets all disgusting, disrespectful, creepy, and very, very off. Oh, and it's also with peepees. So now I'm going to actually show you guys a few examples of these. So yeah. Oh, and good news, it will be censored. So you guys are lucky. Alright, here goes nothing. What you're seeing here is the first example of what the creepy fandom has done. You guys probably can see that we have Dog Man with blushing. And if you want to know the context, there's a dog bone that's getting shoved up his dog hole. Yeah, I'm sorry. The next piece of art that the fandom has massacred is that we have Disco Grandpa having quidditch with this PD guy that I forgot the name of. Oh no, look how they massacred my boy. No! Officer Knight, no! No! Oh no, we're not done yet. We are not done yet. This one, in my opinion, is probably the worst one out of all of them. So, it features Nurse Lady, and if you guys remember about the whole September and October KD thing, he predicted the damn future! He knew what was coming up! That's right, this piece of artwork shows Nurse Lady and Sheaf doing the hump and dump. That's right, Katie has officially predicted the future. But at what cost though? Or if you're wondering what Sheaf looks like on here you go. Awful. No! Not dragon, bro! not dragon. No. Can't life just get any worse than watching Big Jim have quitters? Oh no! I can't! No! So yeah, what you just saw is the main reason why the Dave Pilkey fandom is so damn cursed. Now I'm going to be talking outside from pictures and audio. And there you have it, guys. The main reason why the Dave Pilkey fandom is such a terrible fandom. What I think about all this art? Well, it's absolutely disgusting, disrespectful, and yeah, you can clearly tell that you will probably have PTSD. And KD even predicted some art, so that makes things even more crazy. So yeah, never, and I mean never ever step foot on this community, on this fandom. It may seem cool at first supporting this series, but I wisely recommend you join the good side and not the crazy, disgusting side. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. Stay away from this community at all cost. And there you have it, the entire look at my own interpretation of the Dog Man Iceberg. But first of all, before we conclude this video, I would like to terribly apologize for your eyes being burned from that last part. I only just wanted to show you that because I wanted to prove how terrible the fandom really is. So yeah, please understand that. Please and thank you. So yeah, if you have any questions about the iceberg, let me know in the comments down below. Please like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below which iceberg should I do next. This might be the only one, but hey, if you want me to do another one, I'll be open. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we'll see you real soon. Bye. Go. Dog Man is go. Gotta run and fight and do what's right. His bark is mighty like his bite. Go. Dog Man is go. We don't know exactly what that means, but when evil schemes make people scream, oh no. Go, go, go. Dog Man is go.